President John Mahama has scheduled a meeting with CEOs of state-owned enterprises and key entities to strengthen their roles in Ghana's economic growth. The 2022 State Ownership Report by the Finance Ministry revealed that SOEs recorded a cumulative loss of 5.3 billion cedis in 2021, with major institutions like Cocoa Board and ECG posting significant deficits. For more, we're joined on the line by Professor Michael White, Director General of SIGA, which oversees these enterprises. And thank you for joining us this afternoon. So we are learning that you have an invitation by the President to meet him in discussing what the Finance Minister describes as the SOEs going on red. What is this meeting expected to achieve?
Thank you very much. And let me say good afternoon to your viewers. So just a quick correction. The SOR, which is the State Ownership Report, is usually published by SIGA, the State's Interest and Governance Authority.
Right.
And it comes out of rigorous analysis, particularly of the financials of the various SOEs, which culminates into a big report that's normally published annually. Now, it is out of this report that a significant portion of the conversations around our SORs over the weekend and prior to the National Economic Dialogue and the more recent conversations around the performance of SOEs have been had. The President, prior to the election, promised that given what we know from the 2023 State Ownership Report, which was based on 2022 data, was going to shake up SOEs, realign them, restructure them, and ensure that at a minimum they break even, and at the maximum they make some profits. And within the first few months in his administration, he had decided to activate this. So the meeting tomorrow between the President and CEOs of what is called the specified entities is to kickstart this conversation. And there is a portion of this that is focusing on a deep dive study of about 16 SOEs that have significant impact on our economy.
Just give us a bit clarity on the specified entities. What are these ones?
So SIGA has some regulatory and oversight responsibility for what we call specified entities. And specified entities includes the SOEs, which is the state enterprises, state-owned enterprises, then JVCs, which are joint venture companies, and then other state entities, which may not necessarily be SOEs or joint venture companies. And so these three categories of institutions or agencies in the country are the ones that are referred to as specified entities. And the meeting tomorrow is to enable the CEOs of all these entities to listen carefully to the President's directive, his vision, and how he intends to literally give them their marching orders and so that people are accountable. Keep in mind, SIGA also signs performance contracts with many of these entities. And so we are hoping that, given that many of these CEOs are new in office, tomorrow we'll offer them an opportunity to socialize with some of the operations of SIGA and also to be receptive to what it is that SIGA is expected to do to ensure that we improve corporate governance, efficiency, and also enhance the operations of our SOEs and other entities.
Despite the challenges that we have recorded, some have also recorded some boosts, have they not?
Yes, the trend I have seen since being here is that SIGA's work with the SOEs is gradually beginning to yield some positive results. We have seen that some of the persistent loss makers are declining the losses they've been making. In other words, the losses are reducing, which means that they are gradually making moves towards beginning to break even, although, frankly speaking, I think it's a long way away. And then we have also seen that quite a number of them are now beginning to turn in profit. I think State Housing turned in profits quite recently. And so SIGA's operations appears to be putting them on notice. And keep in mind, again, that SIGA usually have these award schemes. SIGA usually demands from them quarterly reports on various aspects of their operations, and these are used in preparing the report that spells out their performance and so on and so forth. So I think that the story can be different when we put our feet firmly on the ground and commit to the values of corporate governance.
Well, I hear you say that our feet, but we'll be looking at your feet even deeper. Despite the president's vision, before I let you go, what would be your final words and what would be your objective for SIGA?
Well, let me say this. Look, if private individuals can set up a company, right, or companies, run them and make profits, there is no reason why companies that are established in the name of the state should not make profit. And so I will encourage all my colleagues who have been lucky to be made CEOs of the different entities across this country, that we have a responsibility to prove the president right, that the choices he made in us was a good choice for Ghana, and also to demonstrate that given the opportunity, state-owned enterprises can actually make profit, improve their efficiency, and also make sure that they provide good quality services to Ghanaians overall.
Wish all the best, and we'll be looking forward to that meeting tomorrow and updates that will come out of that meeting. Thank you so much for talking to us.